Need that Snoop Diggity
you?
Dogs in here.
Victor just had a sexual peak.
I just had
Ooh,
it.
Baby.
It's gone.
Sexual awakening.
Now we
gone forever
know.
now.
Did you watch an Emmanuel film? Because that's what did it for me. Remember those movies? Emmanuel in Space? HBO
Emmanuel?
softcore porn films?
Ooh, what? What are you watching?
Hey, when you're a kid, you get what you can get.
You get what you get.
The internet didn't even exist
you gotta
back then.
subsist off the Skinamax stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely seen that stuff, but I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a whole series of an adult film program called Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Ooh.
The E manual.
That's the girl's name. No.
I thought it was the guy's name.
Why would I be watching that?
Brad, you tell me.
Brad, it's okay. This is a safe
I'm
space,
pretty sure it's a
Brad.
guy's name.
My name is Bradley Jones,
I'm Andrew Moldenhauer.
And I'm Andy Hubert.
and special guest.
Victor Glenn.
And this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to remember the things that happen in a film we haven't seen in a very, very long time. This is what we remember about a Goofy movie.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we killed. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
I remember it was Goofy.
Was it Goofy, though?
Gorsh.
Gersh?
Gorsh,
Pretty
Mickey.
goofy, right?
So Victor Glenn is with us. Why did you choose a Goofy movie for us to watch today?
Because growing up, a Goofy movie was one of... I don't know, I just remember watching it a lot and really enjoying it. Like,
On
as a
VHS,
kid.
renting it? Did you tape it off TV or just?
No, my dad actually recorded it onto a VHS.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
He was
that's the
a
best way to
huge
do it.
master pirate back in the 90s.
The original Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
Copying VHSs that you rented from video stores.
And I'm pretty sure it was one of my favorite VHSs because it had Aladdin first.
Oh
Oh,
man.
double feature.
And then
Yeah.
a Goofy movie, and then Good Burger. And,
Oh,
Triple
that's your
dip.
childhood.
and then a fourth movie, which I can't remember, but it's probably amazing.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to watch that one.
The last
Yeah.
one was like Kramer vs. Kramer or
It's
something.
just- but it's a really
Why
good
is this
VHS
on
tape.
here?
You set those VHS tapes on long play, and they can record like so many
Yeah,
movies.
that's
Yeah.
why we
Set
had
those
tons of
things
VHS
going.
that were like 3 or 4
But they
features
would,
on one
but they would
tape.
get bad like after quicker.
Yeah.
Was he like bootleg copying them from like Blockbuster or recording them off TV?
Both.
Both.
Did you pause and edit out the commercials? Because I always like to do that when I recorded off television.
So that was high
Yeah,
quality
yeah.
production.
That is,
Yep.
I feel like that is like a missed thing in like current generations. Like they don't,
Kids
they
these
might
days
not
don't
know
understand
about
the
recording off
struggle.
a TV
Yeah.
with commercials.
Hey,
and,
they got to
like,
deal with those Pandora ads, you know.
Yeah, unskippable.
But yeah, Goofy movie just... it was very special to my heart. I don't know why, because I just thought it was hilarious.
Did you see yourself as Max, or do you see yourself as Goofy now,
Ooh.
Ooh.
or what? How do you
Or do
feel
you
about
see
it?
yourself
Oh,
as
that's
Powerline?
We'll talk about that in the next in part two.
Right, yeah.
After we watch that,
We'll get to it.
We'll bring that one back.
It'll be
up.
deep.
Yeah. So we start. There's Goofy's son. It's all about him, really. Named
Max.
Max.
Mm-hmm.
Does Goofy have a last name? Is he Max something, or is he just Max?
is he
Max Goof.
Max, Goof.
Yeah, or Max
Oh,
Goofy.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
to
it's
the Max.
Goof.
Goof.
Yeah.
But they never say Goofy Goof, but they say Max Goof.
Okay. And he's
So I guess he would be Goofy Goof then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never
well,
spoken.
yeah. I guess
But it's
so.
like all the people named William Williamson or something, you know?
Does he have a mom? Is there a
No.
Mrs. Goof?
He's just like a single dad.
No.
He's just
trying to raise a kid in a
Yeah,
single world.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah.
living single, but with.
That's why Max has so many problems.
That's why Goofy's the most
it
relatable
wasn't a
character.
righteous household, you know?
wait. Why you said Goofy's the most relatable character?
Yeah, well, out of like with Donald, like he's just insane. Mickey Mouse is boring, but Goofy's a single dad.
Yeah, he's
That's
like
relatable.
He's just trying to make
He's
it.
just
in this world.
just trying to make ends
Trying to
meet
do
in a
his thing.
very crazy world.
Does he have a job in the film?
I don't
Does
remember
he sell
him
like?
having
Does he
a
work for
job.
like the Acme company or anything? How does he get
he-
money to go on the vacation?
I bet he works as like an accountant or something.
They never show him working in the first movie, but in the second movie he gets fired from a job.
And
But it's only shown as a
I
way
mean,
to make the plot go
An
forward.
extremely
Yeah.
goofy movie.
I mean, they
Yeah.
do make a point of like the idea that the next door neighbors always seem to have a ton of money, but they just have like I don't want to say
Yeah.
like they're poor, but they have like a regular amount of money.
just normal amount of money.
I feel like Goofy, like he's goofy in his regular like cartoon world, but like when he goes to work, he's just crunching numbers. He's just doing the books, balancing the checkbook.
Would you give him a job, really, crunching numbers? I wouldn't trust that guy.
That's why he
Don't
gets
judge
fired
him
from
by
his
what he
job
does
in the
outside
second
of his
movie.
job. Yeah, right.
So Max,
These numbers are too goofy.
does it start with like a montage of him getting ready in the morning and getting ready for school? 'Cause
Well,
he starts with
I think
school,
so.
right?
There's a
Sounds
song,
plausible.
but before that, there's like a dream sequence where he's trying to get laid in his dream.
Oh,
by
we can all relate to
by
that.
by lady. Is she also?
Wait, Max is trying to get
She's
laid?
a goofy like person.
Yeah. So the Goofies are all
Sort of dog
dogs.
people.
Yeah, the
So
dog people.
Okay.
Okay, and are there only dog people in this movie, or are there like other kinds of people?
I
I think it's only dog people.
As far as I can think, it's
Well-
only more goof type people.
because isn't Pete something else?
Who's Pete?
He's the neighbor.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but he's also just some
No,
other
he's
dog.
kind of like a bulldog.
He's just a big you're
He's a
right.
meaty
He's just
dog.
a different type of dog.
And he has a son who also hangs out with Max, who's also a bulldog.
Yes.
Just a smaller version of him, but he's nicer.
I guess they're all dogs, but yet Goofy coexists in the world with like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck.
But they're not in
and
this
Pluto.
Maybe
who's a
their
dog
their
without
world is just like really
rights.
segregated.
Yeah.
So like when they're not working together, like Goofy has to go back to Goof Town because they're not allowed to like mix.
Yeah, Victor brought out the big paradox of why is Pluto not able to talk and be a part of the world when he's a dog too.
Civil rights.
He's like maybe he's like an unevolved dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he's just like developmentally challenged.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
I mean, it's not even a planet, so is it even really a dog anymore?
Yeah.
So Max, so he wakes up from this fever dream about the. Do you know what the girl's name? Does anybody know the girl's name? I couldn't remember. Is it like Bridget or Vanessa?
Maxine.
Maxine.
I was actually gonna say
That's so
I
on
want to
the
say it's
nose.
Maxine.
So
yeah.
Max and Maxine, is that like a?
Is she
joke
in like
that
a
comes out?
nightclub? Is this like dream sequence like he's seeing someone singing in a nightclub or something like that?
No, they're like in a field or something. The dream ends with like Max turning into Goofy, and for some reason he's
yeah.
embarrassed about it. He's like, "Oh no, I'm my dad."
That's the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
movie of him not wanting to be his dad.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a
Oh.
goof.
Some deep.
He's
He
resisting his
doesn't want to be a
goofiness.
goof.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to. He just wants to bang that lady and go to the power line.
He's like, look, I see my dad. He's single. No ladies want him,
and,
so no
like,
ladies will want me. If
Kind
I'm
of
like my dad.
retarded.
oh, poor Goofy. So is he waking up to a Powerline song, or are they on like the radio? It's like Powerline's gonna be in concert this Sunday, because I know that's the point of the movie is to make it
Yes.
to that
I
concert.
think it's
right?
like some foreshadowing, and
that
then it
set
goes
up?
into his song where he's like, "Get into school.
Wait, keep going. Well, how's that go?
I'm going to school, and I got to go to school."
Okay. So
Sounds about right.
And then a bunch of other characters also carry the song by going, "We're going to school," and the bus driver's like, "I sit on my butt." That's the best part of the song
I'm glad we're doing this movie.
because I love songs about butts.
Now our pep rallies
I'm gonna sit on my butt.
So this is a Disney movie that is also a musical, but not really committed to being a musical. There's only like
Yes.
3 songs in the whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
And
Yes.
probably a Powerline song is one of them.
Right, it plays twice, I believe, for the beginning and
Which
the
is
end
like
of
a
the film.
Prince / Michael Jackson ripoff.
Yes.
Hybrid.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and also the character is also a Prince / Michael Jackson, whoever the lead singer of
Yeah.
Powerline
Yeah, he's like
is.
a hybrid.
So Max goes to school, and Pauly Shore, his best friend,
Yes.
is
Who?
hanging out.
Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shore
Well, he voices the best
the
friend.
one of the friends. in this
Yeah,
film.
he's got the 2 friends. He's got Pete's son. I don't remember his name.
his name either.
Pete Jr.
Pete and Pete.
And Pauly Shore, who is
Okay.
basically like if Pauly Shore was a dog, that's all his character
Yeah.
is in this
And
movie.
he's like,
Mhm.
"The Leaning Tower of Jesus."
Yeah,
That's his
he's
big
constantly
line.
spraying cheese whiz in his mouth.
Yeah, he's
Ew.
just saying, "Hey,
Basic-
buddy."
which
Yep.
is like he's basically high as fuck.
Yes.
I'd like to know how much Pauly Shore got paid for this film. I'm gonna try to look that up, but he was hard to get at the time. I mean, he was a hot ticket.
He was
Well,
busy.
when did this movie come out?
95.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess he would have been like a hot ticket.
Yeah, I mean, when was
around then? Or
like?
well,
I'm trying
I
to
don't
think of
know.
like Biodome or
Maybe?
Jury Duty or anything.
But
Yeah,
but Goofy
son-in-law.
but
Yeah.
Goofy himself wasn't really a big deal, right? Why did they pick him to be a star of a film in the 90s? Why not a Mickey
know.
movie? Why not
They
you know,
I mean,
Donald.
I don't know. I
movie.
love Goofy cartoons. They're the best.
Wasn't this also just a made for like home video movie?
I think this got released in theaters.
I have no idea if this was a theatrical.
I think it didn't get released in theaters. I feel like it was either.
I think it was.
I think it was.
I feel like with the talent they have in this film, like it had to have been.
I think
like,
I think like a lot of Disney movies, it was in theaters, but the sequel was straight to DVD.
yeah.
VHS back in those days.
I mean, because if this is like '90s Disney when they were doing really, really well, like this movie seems like on the lower end of like the spectrum of movies. Like when you compare it to Lion King or Aladdin.
Well, they were just trying to make as many things as they could. I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, but
Chop
I
'em out.
yeah, I guess that's why I'm thinking that it just went straight to DVD or something
And
like
people
that,
will
or
see it because
VHS.
people love Goofy. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the main characters, so yeah, they're probably figuring they can get not like some sort of series IP out of any of those characters.
And one thing that was striking about this film and so was off-putting is it's animated very well and the sound is very unique. I remember those two things being a thing where it's like this is a little bit above quality, like what Disney would do. They like put a little effort into making this Goofy movie.
Now I know like Goof Troop was an animated series on its own.
Yeah.
Was that before this movie came out? Like maybe this was like a spin out of the
A
show.
Goof Troop film.
I want to
is-
say it was before.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure.
This made the Goof Troop TV
That's
show.
what I'm wondering
maybe?
if like the show followed the movie or if the movie came out of the show. But
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to say.
If anything, I would feel that the show followed the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this movie was like a surprise hit, kind of. Like no one really expected it to be big, and then it ended up being a pretty great movie.
So Max and Maxine meet up, and then he finds out that she is going to that concert, or
Well, she mentions that she really likes
Powerline,
and
Max makes up a lie saying that he has tickets.
he's
or
like, yeah, I
something?
totally know Powerline. I'm
Like,
totally
yeah, his
hip.
dad knows him.
Yeah, that's right. He says like my dad knows him, and we've got like
backstage
passes
and-
of the show or something. And she's like, hey, cool, get me one.
Yeah, and then like her probably ditzy friend wants one too, and like everybody like his
Yeah.
friend wants one.
She's basically using him, and it's after like she doesn't notice him until like he does this huge like thing at the end of it's like the last day of school, and he like embarrasses the teacher with like a weird trap door.
Oh, he does like pulls a prank on the
Yeah.
last day.
In my memory, I thought that she genuinely liked him at some point. Is that not true? It was just using him the entire time.
I think it was
I
more
thought
of
it
one of
was
those like she like she's like a colleague of Max's, like they're students together, but it wasn't like they were best buds or any
Yeah.
kind of item or something. But he has like a huge crush on her.
She might have had like a secret crush on him.
Yeah, it
but,
wasn't
like,
malicious. Is what I'm trying
yeah.
to get at.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Right.
I'm going to use this kid to get these tickets.
yeah. I
Is
think
she like kind of like the popular kid, and he's trying to be a popular kid?
Yeah,
like
it was-
trying to
it was
show off
that.
to her.
that's my impression.
Okay. Because then he's maybe he's trying to use this as his in to become a popular kid, like giving her.
I don't know if being popular is ever what he was worried about.
I
If
think
it
he
was
just
just
wants that
dating
girl.
her.
He did want. I feel like he just wanted her because they
Yeah.
don't really show him ever wanting to be part of the popular kids.
Okay.
So he probably goes back home and asks his dad to buy the tickets for him, and they're too expensive or something like that, or he just
I
doesn't
feel
want
like
to
he
do
goes
it.
home and his dad surprises him by saying like, now that it's summer break, we're going on this like a Goof family camping trip.
No, he surprises him with the camping trip after Pete tells him that Max is going to end up in the electric chair.
This is Principal Mazer. I'm calling in regard to your son, Maximilian. He's in trouble. Trouble? Dressed like a gang member. Gang member? Your son caused the entire student body to break into a riotous frenzy. What? Couldn't be mine. If I were you, Mr. Goof, I'd seriously reevaluate the way you're raising your child before he ends up in the electric chair. The electric chair?
Oh, that's right.
Wait, why is he going to end up in the electric chair?
Because
There's a dog
of
drinking water in the background.
He's going to
what that
town on
sounds
that water.
No, I'm just very thirsty.
Yeah.
It's because of the school prank that he pulls, and the principal's like calls his father and is like, "Your son's gonna." Oh, actually, it's the principal that's because he just overreacts and says he's going, obviously the electric chair.
Yeah, so
But
Goofy's
that's the
worried
next
about
step.
Max.
It's detention, then the electric chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Goofy's worried about Max like becoming a stand-up person.
like a thug.
right?
being
yeah,
a
like,
bad,
being a terrible
bad
thing.
seed.
So he's like, well, like a healthy father-son camping trip is what he needs, and
And
like,
it just so happens that his neighbor is also going on a camping
well,
trip,
yeah.
right?
Well, I feel like he mentions it to Pete, and like the next day, Pete comes home with a massive RV
Yeah, he
like
buys a
that's,
motorhome.
that's always like part of the gag between them is that
always
like
trying to
Pete's
one-up
always
him.
trying to one up Goofy, and Goofy just doesn't care.
I thought Pete convinced Goofy that was the right idea, but that was
That
Goofy's
could be.
idea the
It
whole
could be
time?
that.
I think he did. I think because
Yeah.
Pete
there's
was like, you
something
got to
with-
take your kid out and teach him some.
Yeah.
I do
values or something.
now Goofy's job. I remember it now because they talk about that during Goofy like takes pictures of babies.
Oh.
He's like a
He's like a
Baby
mall
photographer.
photographer. Yeah.
well, yeah.
Somehow.
Family portraits.
That's a good job for him.
He's got that skill.
But yeah, yeah.
You would be good at that.
Now I'm like
Yeah.
I'm wondering now if like maybe Pete comes home with the RV and is like showing it off to Goofy, and that's why that's when like Goofy's like, oh, I'm worried about Max, and Pete's like, oh, well, camping.
I'm taking
straightens
my
those
boy
kids
camping. You
out.
should take
Yeah.
yours too.
So do they
Yeah.
go camping together or separately?
Separate, but they meet up.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like the
At
same
the
camp
campground.
resort.
Yes.
Okay.
But Goofy buys like the worst RV in the world.
They don't
or
even have an
whatever,
RV. It's
right?
just
Yeah,
his
like
car.
a
It's his
camping
car.
trailer or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
a
his car. I don't
Oh,
think.
really?
That's overpacked.
And
You
it's
can
yeah,
see
it's
all
got
their
this
stuff
huge
like
bag of
swinging
stuff on the
while
top.
they're driving.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
pack everything into the car to take
So they're
off.
tenting it. They're gonna get in
Yeah,
the tent.
they're
Oh,
they're
okay.
ready. They're rustic camping. You know, the opposite
Yeah.
of Pete and his humongous RV, which
Yeah.
has a bowling alley in it.
Does it
Yeah,
really?
yeah, it does. It definitely has a bowling
What?
alley in there.
And like a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Why does that? Is it like the
An
Doctor
arcade.
Who TARDIS, or this is bigger on the inside,
Probably.
or is the actual thing just really big?
There's
I mean,
like
it is
a,
huge, but
There's like a 30-second scene of like the RV opening up with all these rooms in it.
and becoming like just a giant house and
Yeah.
And I think Goofy at some point does comedy. He's like, kind of, what's the point of camping? Like,
And
How
Pete's
did he
house, like
afford
everything's
that?
bigger on Pete, right?
Yes,
That's the whole
Pete
idea.
always has to
His
have the
house
best
was
of
bigger, his car was
everything.
bigger, himself is bigger.
Yeah.
He's just a
He's just a bigger guy.
he's just a bigger Goofy.
And the better dad.
Whoa,
whoa,
boy.
I don't know
Call
about
him-
that. Wow.
Calling the goof out.
Goofing on the goof.
Oh boy.
All right, so they're at the campground.
Yeah, but no, before
No,
they
not
go-
even they get there, yeah.
They're talking in the car for a lot.
So road trip is like a big
Yeah.
part
I
of
did
this.
write that down. I thought it was a road trip.
It's like a
movie.
road
It
trip.
is a road trip
Yeah,
movie.
big
I think
like
they cut to a map a few times, and the
Yes.
car's like running around.
well, like because
different
one of the
places.
big moments
love that.
like of the road trip is Max plotting the route. Goofy tells Max that he gets to be in control of the map of how they get there, and that's like a big responsibility.
So for sure, he tells Goofy about the concert, and Goofy says no.
Yes.
Right. Now, but going behind his back, Max is planning to go there anyway through this trip.
right.
Okay.
Because the concert's near
It's
the
near,
campground.
it's
Near the
near where
ending
they're
of it?
camping, or it's like it's sort of like part of the almost on the same.
How does
route.
he have a plan to get money to buy tickets to the show?
I don't know if it ever even addresses the
It
idea of how to
doesn't.
get
It
tickets.
doesn't.
Also, doesn't the girl just decide to go on her own anyway? Because she ends up at the concert at the
Yeah,
end
I'm
of the
wondering
film
if like
anyway.
after he's like, oh yeah, we totally know him and stuff, she's like, oh cool, I'll see you there,
Then
and
Max
like
has to
she's
tell
just
her
already
he couldn't
going.
really get those tickets, and then
Oh, maybe
and
he
she
says he
says,
couldn't
"Oh, I
get
can
them.
get them anyway. Maybe I'll meet you down there."
Yeah, something like that. That sounds good.
What do you
That
think,
sounds
Victor?
I've decided.
Yeah, I
what
can't. I think that now I want to say that she was just already going, and that
Okay.
he was just gonna go too. But I can't remember.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
So they're in the car.
Yep.
They're driving around. There's the map, and they get in a fight. Or
Yeah, well, the road trip itself is like a big part of the because they
Does
have
Goofy
a
fall
bunch
asleep
of
at the
experiment-
wheel?
Yeah, they have a bunch
Yeah,
of like
there's a moment where
experiences
they
on the
almost
road,
get into
but
a car accident or
there is a
something.
part
right?
Yeah.
they
You
almost
go,
get
like,
into a
over
car
a river.
accident. There's a
Oh, they
part
do.
where they don't know if they're supposed to go left or right on the freeway, and going left is like to the concert, and
yeah,
going right is to the
that's
campground.
near the end of the film, I think. Though I think that's
where-
like the big moment.
Yeah, that's
where
like where
Goofy,
Goofy's like, you got to make the decision, Max.
Also, Goofy realizes it too. It's like he sets
Yeah.
him up.
Yeah, he
I think
he
he's
knows.
like-
he
Goofy
knows which
knew.
way is
He
the
just wants to
concert.
know if he's gonna lie to him.
oh, because
Yeah.
he had seen that on the map that Max had said like the concert's here, and so he knew that he was like thinking about going to the concert.
Yeah, I think
instead
that's
still.
I think that's after they get done camping.
Yeah, but I know like part of the camping is like at one point they're like trapped in their car. Like there's like a bear outside or something.
a
They
bear
can't get out,
attack.
and
Oh, yeah.
they have to like cook
Dances to disco
alphabet
songs.
soup with like the cigarette lighter in the car, and then I think
Tensions
there's a
are
dramatic.
flaring between Max and Goofy.
Yeah, they're
whole
fighting
trip.
all the time because Goofy's like trying to make sure he's a good kid, and Max just doesn't want to be like his dad, and so there's a lot of friction.
And Goofy keeps seeing Pete and his kid having fun, and it's like, me and my kid have
Yeah.
that fun.
Well, and Goofy keeps trying to share things that he likes with Max. Like he's all about fly fishing, so like he's constantly trying to show Max like the perfect cast, I think, is part of this.
Gosh.
And
That's like something that saves their lives or something. at the
yeah,
end
I
where
think
you're
it does later.
That thing that he taught his son. He was
something
able
at the
to do it.
concert he ends up doing it with the.
I think it's
right?
it's like there's some part where the car ends up in like a river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
They're
for
about to
sure.
go over a
they're about to go
waterfall.
over a waterfall or something, and Max like does the perfect cast to like get out of to save them or something.
Yeah, I don't know how
And
it
Goofy
works.
is so impressed.
Does he like catch it on a stick or something like that, or a tree?
I don't know
I have no
how
idea.
they saved the car, but
Maybe they
still
don't.
end
Maybe
up
that
at the
car is
concert.
The car
gone.
just goes
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the falls, maybe.
Maybe
they
they saved
somehow end up at
themselves.
the show. So I don't.
But aren't they also in a boat, like an inflatable raft? Isn't it? I think that's on the
Maybe.
cover of the VHS tapes that I remember.
That might be Goofy movie too. Whitewater
No, in
rafting.
that one he's dancing with a girl.
Oh.
On the cover of that one.
He's just all about the cover art.
Yeah, like I worked at a Blockbuster store.
Oh yeah.
Then they get to the concert already?
I feel like there's some scene where like they go to like a discount Chuck E. Cheese type place.
Yeah, like Goofy tries to take him to like
he
supposed
thinks
to be
that'll be fun for
like
Max because
he
it's
thinks
like a
it'll be
kid's
fun,
place.
but Max is obviously too old for it because they show a lot
Yeah.
of children there.
Oh man, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this whole movie, Max is just dealing with getting old, or like he
Yeah,
wants to be older. but he's
Exactly.
still-
Yeah, I think
he's still treated as a young
overall
kid.
in the movie, it's the idea is that Max is growing up and Goofy still wants to keep like the
Keep
Max
his little
that he
baby boy.
loves, and at the same and so he keeps trying to bond with Max, but it's not working. He's afraid of letting go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. But he has to let it go because doesn't Max end up ditching him altogether and going off on the concert? Aren't they separated?
No, they end up together at the concert.
Oh,
like they
okay.
just
Goofy definitely goes to
they
the
somehow
concert.
I thought
and-
Max sneaks in backstage, or are
Yeah.
they made up at this point already? And like they're
I think at the end,
amicably
like
going to the
finally they
concert
make
together?
up, and like Goofy's like, "All right, I'll help you get to the concert" or something. 'Cause
I don't know how they make up.
I feel like
though.
at some
It
point
just-
they're at the
They're
campground.
over it.
right.
Like they got there, but
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Goofy has been like spending the whole time trying to be close to his son. There's got to be a moment where he finally just says, like, "This is what my son wants to do. Like, I should follow like his
think it's
dream." or
like I think
whatever."
part of it is like after that Max shows him like he does the perfect cast and saves their lives. Like Goofy's like really proud of him, and Max, and they kind of have like this heart to heart where Max is like, he's like, "Yeah, you're still my dad. Like I still like that stuff, but you know at the same time, there's this hot chick I really want to get with." And you're not appealing to hot chicks.
You're cock blocking me this whole movie, Dad.
And,
trying to
and
get
that's
to
when
this
Goof is
concert.
like, "Oh, there's a hot chick involved. Well, let's get in there."
Father son tag team.
Oh, three-way. Oh no.
He's like, "Hey, Dad, maybe just get me to the concert."
Oh boy.
A
I'd
goof
watch that
on
on
goof.
Pornhub.
But Goofy is definitely like at that concert because I feel like
What happens to Pete and his son? Do they just go off into the
I
distance?
don't know what they do if they're just hanging out. Like I feel
There's
like,
no resolve. I don't think they're just
They're there and then they're not.
but because I at the concert, like whatever happens there ends up sort of reinforcing the lie that Max had originally told that his dad knows Powerline because like Goofy like ends up on stage dancing and Powerline's like, "All right,"
But
and-
also something happens where Max replaces the lead singer, doesn't he?
No, they end up dancing together.
Yeah.
It's just like
I thought like
Goofy,
the lead
Max,
singer of
and
Powerline can't go on stage, so Max like gets into his costume and impersonates Powerline.
or maybe
and
he
then
gets-
like the girl sees like, oh, he's so cool. And it's like, oh, Max was Powerline this whole time.
No, the impersonation is earlier when that's the prank that he pulls at the school.
Well, I don't know.
But at the end, he does end
Yeah.
up dancing with Powerline because they end
he
up on
just-
stage and Powerline's just okay with it. He's just
He
like,
just goes on stage and dances, and security,
Yeah. And no one-
security doesn't come by and
no one
say like,
questions
"Get
it.
off."
it's just like we need to
like,
make the
take him back.
happiest ending possible and
Yeah.
end this movie.
No, they crash into the stage or something. Like they get there by accident and sneak in, sort of, but because it's they get there a very goofy way. Oh,
And
boy.
Goofy does a dance, right? That like Powerline really
Yes,
likes.
I
And it
think
was-
you're right.
I think it's a perfect cast. He does a perfect
Yeah,
cast.
perfect cat dance.
I think it is.
Powerline's holy shit. This is fucking.
It's like I'm stealing that dance move.
We gotta put that in my show. I'm stealing that Goofy.
The perfect cast.
I'm making all the money off this movie.
And then at the end, Max probably gets laid, and I
pretty sure.
I think
Yeah.
that's the important part.
he gets a kiss on the cheek, I bet, and then like they zoom in with that little heart transition.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
which
Over the sunset.
implies sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Immediately
so.
afterwards.
I think so.
It's
Generally, what
Disney
happens.
implying sex.
I mean, after
That's
kiss
as
on
far
the
as
cheek.
I
I mean,
that's what
that's
happens.
as classic as panning to the fireplace. You know, it's just.
So okay, so they went to the concert. They do the heart wipe thing. Is there like a back at home moment where
Nope, just ends.
it just ends? What? It just
Very
ends.
abrupt.
Does Goofy get electrocuted at the concert? Doesn't something like that
He
happen?
gets
Yeah.
electrocuted throughout the film.
Yeah, he does frequently. I'm pretty sure he's struck by lightning at some point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he flies into a giant TV screen and gets
We
electrocuted
see a
at the
skeleton
concert.
at least like 4 times.
Yes.
I bet.
That's how you know it's Goofy's in the movie, because he is like invincible to everything, which makes the whole falling off the waterfall thing not make sense. Because like, oh,
Like,
well,
come on,
gonna
you
lose
would
all his
survive,
stuff.
survived.
but everybody else can get hurt, and
He
it'll
just
be
needs to get
legitimate.
insurance on everything he owns, because that gets
Yeah.
destroyed, but he ends up being fine. He doesn't need health insurance, but make sure everything else has warranties and you're good to go.
So,
Well-
is there anything during the credits at all, or is it?
Probably that song just keeps playing.
I was
yeah.
wondering if it was like music, music
I
video
wanna
of that,
take
like during the
me
credits
to
or something.
No, there's nothing.
Nothing.
I mean,
at
there's
all.
a song.
Just the song.
Maybe.
Is the second one the one where Max goes to college, or is that a different one?
That's the second one.
Okay.
You're thinking of Saved by the Bell
the,
College
The
Years.
thing is,
Big Dog on
Goofy
Campus.
also goes to college.
Oh, that's right, because he never went, and he got fired. He's like, why not?
Yep.
I saw those ITT Tech commercials.
And it's to keep hanging out with Max, which kind of defeats the purpose of letting go that the first film kind of tried to like have
He
you
didn't
learn.
learn. He didn't
Yeah.
learn just
He's like,
yet.
He's
I'm
like,
going to follow my son to college.
He
'cause
needs,
that's,
he needs a second.
Yeah, he's like,
movie to
remember when we
learn
had that
this."
really good talk? You've just shit all over it.
Isn't the second movie about Goofy just trying to get with a lady? Is that not happening? I thought
that
was his
happens
thing.
in
that
the
was
second
too,
one.
but that's like
Good. As long as
yeah.
he's got
That's a
something to go for.
side story of the movie. The main plot is Max trying to become a master skateboarder, because that's what he went to college
Yeah.
for, apparently.
right.
Yeah, he skateboards a few times in this movie.
He does. I remember that.
In the beginning.
During this, I think the singing montages.
And everyone probably, when he gets back to school, everyone wants to be his friend or whatever. Everything's different. There was probably some bullies he met that like were treating him nicely.
What,
or
at number
something.
And
Two,
slap
or-
him on the
in this-
butt
in
in
this
a
one?
friendly way.
Oh, in this one.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Probably.
slapping him on the butt in a mean way.
Oh, they were
They're
like,
like, "Oh, good
it was
job,
a good
bruh."
pat. Yeah, it was like a all right.
Yeah.
I miss the mean way sometimes.
That happens to you?
Not enough. So join us in part 2. We're gonna watch a Goofy movie. Andy, how do you feel? What if you could say one word to describe your emotion right now?
Excited. Of course I'm excited. It's Goofy.
All right, join us in part 2. Thanks for listening to this episode. As always, rate, like, and subscribe on iTunes, whatremember.com, facebook.com/whatremember, Twitter @whatremember. Thanks.
Set for adventure, Maxie?
Why are you doing this to me, Dad?
Because I don't want you to end up in the electric chair.
Electric chair? What do you
I'm not giving up on you, son. Together, we're gonna work this out.
work this out? But Dad...
No buts about it, Maxie boy. Your old pop knows best.
Welcome back to the Very Goofy podcast. We watched a Goofy movie. So
It's just gonna be that for the next
Never-
20 minutes.
Never gets old.
never gonna get it. Never gonna.
Gosh, Mickey, I have cancer.
Mickey shows up twice as a phone, and then he's hanging out with Donald Duck on the side of the road.
They're like hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are other things other than dogs, and there's one human lady. who's
Yeah,
just a-
old lady with a bunch of cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cats exist too, I guess.
I'm assuming that's a reference to the TV series.
But cats can't be people.
In Possum
No.
Park.
Yeah, yep, Possum Park.
Roxanne, not Maxine, was the name of the
Yeah.
girl. Big bummer there.
That's pretty close, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind
only
of.
a few letters off there.
They both have an X in them, okay?
That's all that matters.
PJ, you were right. Just said it was Pete Jr.
Yeah, Pete
Out
Jr.,
of the
Peach.
Out of the blue, pulled that one out. Wallace Shawn has a guest voice.
Yeah, as the principal.
As the principal.
Who disappeared. Well, I guess school was over.
Yeah,
So I
school's
guess he
out
didn't
for the
really show
summer.
up again.
He just makes that really violent threat towards Matt.
With like
Goofy, yeah.
red in his, literally red in his eyes. Like he's going nuts yelling at Goof. It's like,
Get your son
Like,
under
that's-
control, or else he's going to die. buy the electric chair and I'm gonna pull
I was
the
just saying,
plug.
he makes it sound like he's gonna personally kill him with the electric chair.
I think he fell down like a mine shaft. So I feel like it's it's
I
reasonable.
think that's the spirit of the film.
So Pauly Shore is eating a lot of Cheese Whiz.
Cheese
Is
Whiz.
that supposed to be drugs? Is that just
I
supposed
have to believe
it's
it's
gotta
like,
be drugs.
It's almost
right?
like a How I Met Your Mother sandwich kind of joke, like where it's like it's cheese
that-
whiz, wink wink.
Can you get high off that at all? Like it's not.
Of
is it-
Cheese Whiz?
Huffing
You
Cheese
might be able
Whiz?
to-
Can you
you might be able to
huff
huff
it?
it.
Can you
I
huff
don't know.
Cheese
I have
Whiz?
no idea.
Maybe not. There's only one way to find out.
But he did indeed eat that leaning tower of cheese.
Smashed it right in his dumb face.
Right in his dumb
Right in
face.
his big dumb mouth.
That's
He
when
had
he
like
got
the
so
sides of his head were shaved too. It was,
Yeah, he had a mohawk.
Yeah, he
it was
had
just,
very
like,
unique hair.
weird. He had cheese for hair, right? I mean, his hair was orange.
I think he was turning into a piece of cheese himself.
Probably.
Eating so much cheese.
That's what happens. If you eat too much of one thing.
So there's that assembly where just one of the random students who is Roxanne's friends says that she's gonna order the pay-per-view of Powerline and she's gonna invite everyone over to see
Yeah,
it.
she like got up. She like made a whole announcement to the entire school
why,
about it.
Why?
Like,
Why would they let her do
I
that?
assume-
I
like-
thought she was the class.
that's what I
president.
assumed is that she's
Yeah.
the class president.
She can just do whatever she wants.
And
Yeah.
class president gets to just run the place. They're the president, right? Isn't that how it works?
I don't think so.
Chocolate milk in the fountain.
liked her,
No
though.
more homework.
People liked her.
Did anyone ever have a class president in school? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
We
Yeah,
did.
they never did anything.
No.
Well, I think ours got pregnant.
Oh, she did.
senior
She
year.
did something, I guess. Then
Ours just raised a bunch of money that for stuff for
What
unions and
a
things, and
loser.
then we never saw the money again.
Oh, my.
Oh man.
Heisenberg.
But the class president lady's like best buds with Roxanne.
Yeah,
And-
they're like they have a Blossom Six
and-
situation.
And you were right. Roxanne's all about Max
Yeah.
from the beginning.
right from the get go,
She's all like, "Damn, look at that dude."
there's no playing around, and he doesn't even offer her tickets or anything. She has no
Nope.
investment.
She was
in
not
wanting to see
in
him
any
other
way
than
going to go to that show. She was just going to watch it on
to see-
pay-per-view.
and she was gonna hang out with Max at the party. and
Yeah,
watch the show.
her and Max were going to go to the party and make out in the back while everyone watched the concert.
She would give him a blowy if he was lucky.
Yeah, you never know.
Is that called goofing? Goofing on somebody?
like, yeah.
What is that called? A goof?
A goofer.
Oh no, that sounds dirty. Oh no.
They
You
give
don't wanna
you the
get a goofer?
Well, that sounds like you might have to get checked afterwards if you get
Oh
a goofer.
boy. And yeah, they go on like a whole camping road trip.
Yeah, why did they talk about it first? Like that was the whole problem. Is that Goofy
sprung it on him,
planned
yeah.
this
Yeah.
They
and didn't
needed
even
to-
ask his son. He should have like planned it out and said, "Hey, like let's go camping, in a couple weeks."
Or like, or if
After
he'd just
this
been like, or if
date-
Max had been like, Dad, like, I really understand, but like, I just asked a girl out. Like, can we do it the week after
his
my
dad was
date?
not listening. His dad was like talking over him at every.
Yeah, well, because
possible
when they
chance.
finally have their moment when they're floating down the river on the car, that's when Goofy's like, "Oh dang, dude, you got a date, nice," and like was gonna high five him, and I was like, "See, if you just listened, this all could have been avoided."
Failure to communicate
Yeah.
That's terrible.
just solved so many problems if you
And-
just were upfront with everyone.
The main thing is that Goofy was trying to be the dad that everyone else told him to be, and not the
Yeah.
dad that he wanted to be. In a way.
And well, yeah, and like, Pete's always
because-
trying to give him advice
Yeah.
about what to do, and
And you get that in the hot tub sequence. Goofy literally says like, "I've tried everything that you said, and it's not working."
yeah, he said, "I tried everything everyone else told me to do, and it's not working with my son." And like, yeah, like Pete's always trying to like act like everything about him is perfect, like he's the best. Like he's always trying to like, I guess, put Goof down in a way to feel better about himself. But like, yeah, he's like, "Look at me and my son, we have a perfect relationship."
He's
But like,
showboating all
PJ's
the
like
time.
miserable because his dad's
Yeah.
just always ordering him to do stuff.
There's a shot where when PJ kicks the bowling pin over
Yep.
and runs up to high five him, his dad like goes psych and closes up on PJ's face and he's
He
like
gets really
so disappointed.
sad.
It's
Like
sad.
he hates his life.
Yeah.
Like his dad gets all these cool stuff and everything, so it seems like they've got a cool life, but PJ's miserable, man.
It's deep.
He's
Stuff can't buy
I want
love.
to see. I want to see his movie. I want to see him coming to terms with the fact that his dad is awful.
Now I want to see that Pauly Shore character in this movie. I want to see that.
He is-
You just eat
That's
more
the
cheese
movie I
whiz.
He
wanna
just goes
see.
home. His parents are the exact same. What's up?
The movie was released in theaters. It made $35.3 million. It
Not too
opened
shabby.
second only to Bad Boys. Its opening weekend.
The original Bad
Boys,
Boys,
the original
man.
Bad Boys beat it in the theaters.
It's a tough one to beat.
At Michael Bay.
Yeah. How do you do that? It was based off the Goof Troop TV show.
But they didn't show PJ's mom or sister.
Yeah, which
He
you
has-
think were in the show.
He definitely had a mom and sister. But yeah, they're definitely not in this movie at all. But I guess the idea is that it's supposed to always be like father and son stuff. So
Yeah, I do remember the mom and sister in the TV show.
The movie that came out right before this is Pocahontas. The movie right after was The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I mean, this seems like a logical in between, right?
It was a smaller studio, not like a big Disney studio that made this film. It was like one of
Yeah.
the smaller animations, but it still came out. He gets the idea to go on the camping trip from like 3 different sources.
Yeah, like he needs
One
like
from Pete, one from a doll, one from the principal.
Yeah, like
Just, like,
everyone had to like and
Tell him what to do.
Pete
Goofy needs to make his own
specifically-
decisions.
Right.
Yes.
But you're right. It's like Pete specifically was like, "Oh, I'm going camping with my kid, and that's what the best fathering kids do." And then it took Goofy like seeing a toy of a fisherman to be like, "I'm gonna do that too." And I'm like,
And then the threat that his son is going to get
Yeah.
electrocuted,
Yeah.
and like go to prison and everything.
he's like, "I'm warning you, Goofy. Your kid's literally about to get okay. If anyone needs to be in the electric chair,
Here
it
we
is
go.
Goofy."
This is what we were going to be talking about this whole podcast.
Even at the end,
How many crimes did Goofy commit?
He committed
Goofy
so
just
many
is like,
crimes.
"All right, son, I guess we're going to the Powerline concert."
Yeah, okay, that you were.
Oh, yeah.
That was we kind of mentioned it in the beginning that they jump right from the whole river thing to the concert. That is not an exaggeration.
No.
They
That
like
literally
they fall down
happens.
that waterfall and then like
They're just
and then they
inside
show up in the
instrument
concert
cases.
by hiding in instrument cases.
I would have liked to see the like 10 minutes. They could have added 10 more minutes to the movie to explain
Trying to get
that a little
to
bit.
L.A., get their cars all busted
Yeah.
up. I mean,
And they're in instrument cases.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
How did that happen?
how did they do that?
Are there
Maybe that was, like,
instruments
the
that are going to be
joke?
needed for the concert that aren't there now? Like
Yeah, those are gonna be. That's part of his problem.
some
he
like
stole
opening
those
act
and
is
destroyed
like
those.
our careers are ruined. This was our big break, and our instruments didn't show up because these d-bags just snuck into the show.
Yeah, who delivered those instruments too?
Yeah.
They just
Because
threw
the-
them all in there.
The
Wouldn't you
concert
notice
was
how-
already going. It was already
That's true.
happening
It was
as
already
they
like-
showed
yeah.
up.
Yeah. Why? Why are any of these things happening?
I did like how when they're showing everyone at the party watching the concert, like Roxanne is so miserable and embarrassed because he's not on TV yet, and like it's
There's
gonna
so
ruin
many. There's like
her life.
so many thousands of people in the audience.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean,
I
there's
don't
like a chance
remember-
he wouldn't be
Popular
on.
girl.
I don't
theater
remember him saying
in
he
the
was going to be
video.
on stage. I just remember him saying like, "Hey, I'll going to be at the concert.
Yeah, I'll
Maybe
wave
I'll
to you
wave
from the
to you."
crowd.
And she was like, "I don't see Max anywhere in this camera pointing at the stage and not the audience."
Well, he was
Yeah.
supposed to wave at her.
I agree with you, but like my first inclination when that scene show, like when she was really sad, I thought she was sad because he just wasn't there at the pay-per-view event with her. But then like she got really excited when she saw him on TV, and I was like, oh, okay, so she just was
No,
really
she was
upset
definitely
that he
just like-
wasn't
No.
front
Yeah.
and center.
Yeah, she just built up this thing because she told everyone because he just told her in confidence, and
Yeah.
then she blabbed to the whole school.
Because PJ, when he sees,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, she told
He's-
everybody. Everybody knows.
it's like the whole school knows because she told everyone, and it's all her own fault that she got everyone's expectations up, and that she's going to be embarrassed if he's not there.
And that's why she's not in the sequel, because Max finds
Max
out
realized this,
that
yeah.
all she wants is to escalate her popularity.
Yeah, and he starts the movie as very popular after he shows up as
Oh
Powerline.
man, he's like
everyone
king
in
of the school after that
Yeah,
prank.
everyone's whole like these split to let him through that crowd of people. Like people just disappear. And all those sorts of weird things.
That's amazing.
you know?
And then he like does the Ferris Bueller through a bunch of people's yards.
He steals a skateboard.
Yeah,
But he saves
Yeah.
the baby's life.
he does save a
Yeah,
baby's
so
life. A baby's about to
that's-
stick
He
a
goes under the
fork
couch.
into a toaster.
There were some Simpsons references during
Yeah,
that
it doesn't
sequence,
seem
I
like
feel.
it, but
He ends up having to cancel the date. Just straight up. That's like the
yeah,
thing.
he
And
goes to her house with
Fesses
Goofy,
up.
and this is okay. Another communication
Here we
mishap.
are.
Another like he's like, "Ah, I have to go.
within seconds.
He's like, I have to cancel the date because, and she's like, not even interested in listening to why. She's just like,
Yeah.
she's like, fine, whatever. I
gonna-
I guess there's lots of other boys.
gonna
Yeah,
take
maybe
BJ.
I'll find someone else.
Like, wow, man. Like, he could have
Cold.
literally said, like, the next sentence was probably like, I have to go camping with my dad. He's right in front of the house there with all our camping stuff. I'm clearly not lying.
No one ever listens to anybody in this
Right.
movie.
that's the problem. People are just saying
That's
their
the real
lines
lesson
without
is
hearing
listen
them.
to at least one more sentence.
When Max is in the car with Goofy going to Roxanne's, he says he has to make a stop real quick, and without Goofy being able to even say okay or fine, Max grabs the wheel and yanks it and turns the corner without giving him a second to like be like okay. Like,
Why, Hells? Why
mailbox. Goodbye, pile of broken wood.
Goodbye, hopes. Goodbye, dreams. Goodbye, Roxanne. Roxanne? Dad, I gotta stop somewhere first. I have to talk to someone. Well, right to your wall! Dad, watch out!
Right.
So-
If Goofy breaks the fence.
I was gonna say
and
that's the
causes
start of
trouble.
Goofy's rampage, where he breaks his own house's fence. Then when that turn, he like busts a fire hydrant in front of Maxine's or Roxanne's house, and just
Yeah.
like goes in like nothing happened. Like there's not a fire hydrant like throwing water 100 feet in the air in front of her house.
So much
now.
collateral damage that Goofy's responsible.
Then he took out those dudes
killed
working on that
3
highway
people.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
That
did
was
he
in a
get his
construction
license?
zone too.
Do you think he has a license?
Fines are double.
No, I don't think he does.
But I mean, he was driving right next to a cop car in that whole highway
The cop didn't
sequence,
even care.
and
He
They
was
did
taking a
not
long
And there was a
care.
cop on the,
the
roof
roof
of that
dancing.
car dancing.
I will say there were more songs than I expected. There was like 5 songs in the film. So it's- it was
I
not
knew
bad.
movies.
Possibly 4. One of them was repeated 3 times.
Right, yeah, that's true. But Victor did nail that bus driver from the first song where everyone's singing about going to school.
Sitting on his butt.
Sitting on my butt. Oh man. This movie's
There
so
was
good.
one line that was really funny talking about Goofy being irresponsible. He's looking at the map and veering into a semi truck, and and Max is like trying to get his dad's attention. Eventually, like turns the wheel. And he's like, "Dad, you need to pay attention." And his dad's like, "He's like, I'm busy. This is really important work. Like figuring out the route on the map."
that has apparently
As he's
been
driving.
on that. And the way he tells it, that route has been the same on that map for generations. Because he's like, this is the route my dad and my grandfather always took. And
it was
And you said
Goofy.
that the map even says, like, this map is for goofies or something. like written
And
on
it's just
it.
a lot of scribbles. There's circles. They have to backtrack
Yeah.
so many different places if they follow that map. I'd like to see. There's got to be somebody out there that has done that route on the Goofy map. There has to be.
I have to believe.
Oh boy.
The super fan.
And they.
How long would that take?
Oh my gosh, forever.
2 years.
How long can Max be out of school for? I mean, they're only going to be gone for like a weekend, I would think.
I mean,
I
they were
think they were
talking about that concert on the like pay-per-view event coming up, and
Yeah.
I was. It had to have been at least a week.
Isn't
to
it
get
more
out there.
irresponsible for
think-
Goofy
I
to
think at
yank his
least.
son out of school than it would be for him to just to like stay there and punish him a certain way? I mean, he's taking him on a trip as like a punishment.
Well,
but
it was summer
he doesn't
break,
go to
though.
Oh, okay, so it's the last day of
Yeah.
school.
Because the assembly
think
was
so.
the assembly
Yeah.
had the principal like telling the kids like,
Gotcha.
hey, on summer break instead of
Yeah.
having fun, have science parties.
Yeah, science study party.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Do people have science?
He was trying to
that
make
was
it
the
a
joke.
thing.
That was the joke, Brad. That no one wants to do that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But it sounds like fun.
It wasn't a Brad.
Brett,
joke.
do you want to do
I
that?
kind of want to hang out and have science experiment party time.
have
Okay.
a
Like
weird
we watch,
science
we can watch, like,
experiment?
we can watch Bill Nye the Science
Brad,
Guy
what
and
are you
do
doing this Saturday?
science experiments,
Oh, okay, I'll be there.
building paper mache volcanoes. and-
We'll call
I'll
it a
bring my
science
creepy
party.
crawler collection.
Ooh, Dr.
Oh.
Dreadful. So the first stop on their trip is Lester's, which is the Chuck E. Cheese
Yeah, the
fake
Possum
place.
Park.
Yeah, but it was more just like Hick Town.
Yep. That was like everyone else there was like hillbillies.
Yeah.
Even that like 6-year-old was missing half her teeth. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
because she's 6 or because she's a
I thought
hillbilly.
that girl was really funny. They kept cutting to her.
Yeah,
she
she
was.
was.
just stupidly
She was-
smiling
Yeah,
at
she had a
Max.
giant grin.
She was really enjoying that, but then later
Yeah.
they show her crying, and I'm like, weren't you just having a good time?
I was
here?
wondering if that was the same girl that was like that Pete was having difficulty with at the photo place. And they do show that Goofy works as a photographer at like a Kmart place, and
Yeah.
Pete apparently works the same department or
Yeah, just his
They
boss
just
or
work side by side.
supervisor.
So
or
I don't know
something.
if Pete's just better with money, but I don't know how, or if he's just in debt up to his
That's a good
eyeballs. How
point.
does he afford the giant RV when Goofy
That is
has
a
nothing?
Good point.
Yeah.
Maybe he is in debt.
Yeah, he's just like super in debt, trying to make himself look better than Goof.
He deals cheese whiz on the side.
I imagine like he buys these really expensive things and shows them off to everybody, but when he goes home, he just like
Yeah.
cries when he looks at his bank account or all of his debts.
That's why his wife and daughter aren't in the movie. 'Cause
They left him.
him.
Yeah, they left him. They're like, no,
She
I
gets
can't live
the
like
daughter,
this anymore.
and he had PJ
He got Peach.
that week, and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
switch. Like, I mean, but we got the week in the movie with PJ.
Maybe they make the same amount, but Goofy has to spend all of his money fixing all the things he breaks. And he just has to.
There's a lot of lawsuits against him.
The city just keeps sending him bills every week, and he has to pay those. He could afford that sweet RV if he just stopped breaking everything.
Oh man. We weren't sure why they got stuck in the car, and it was because they ran into Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Not a bear, but
Not a bear.
It was Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
And they got all excited because they had footage of it, and then Bigfoot rips their tape up.
Dad? It's Bigfoot!
Could you back up a bit, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus.
What's the idea now?
Behold the legendary Bigfoot. Wait, let's sell the
Yeah.
Except Pete saw it too, so at least they've got like one other person who saw that was like a thing. I give Pete credit. Like he was, they come out and they're like, oh my gosh, we're being chased by Bigfoot. He had even less time to process than they did, but he was immediately like, wow, Bigfoot, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and that's how they ended up leaving the movie. They weren't seeing it after that. They just Bigfoot spooked them out.
Well, they were back at the motel later, but
yeah.
So that's
you're right.
Yeah, they met up with him again at the
just
hotel.
when
And
it's convenient.
that's when Pete overhears
Progress the plot.
Max saying that he changed the route map, and is like, "Goof, your son's
why was Pete
terrible."
following him, basically?
I just wanted to plug into his motel.
Yeah.
And that didn't even pay off in any way. He didn't Goofy didn't get like a big electric bill at the end of the visit or anything.
Yeah,
He had an electric van.
Well, look, he's got so much debt he can't
RV.
even afford some water to hook up into his RV. Okay, you know. He's like, look, this thing gonna cost like $1,000 an hour to run.
Hi, Dad Soup. Forgot about that.
Yep.
That was like a big moment of the
Alphabet
movie.
Soup with his.
So they try to connect, and Goofy's like, "Remember when you were little? You used to eat soup."
And he shows him he can use his teeth to open cans.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally these
Because they're dogs.
creatures can do things. And he says that he just wants to be a part of Max's life. That's all he
Yeah,
wants.
This is a real moment there.
It's a real deal.
I don't think they
Someone's
gave credit to
calling
Bee
us doing
Gees in the credits.
No,
For-
for
yeah.
entertaining Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And that
There's a Bee
headset
Gees
lands
song
on
in
him.
there for like 10 seconds.
Bigfoot's all about it too.
How is the car floating in the Grand Canyon? Or is that the Grand Canyon?
No, that was just
What
like
is that
It's
area?
a very long river.
It does look kind of like the Badlands, like the Southwest.
But there's a river and some sort of. Is that,
I mean, it
Wait, how is it floating like in the
How's-
water?
Yeah, how is it? How is that even?
older
what
car
is
actually.
happening?
I mean,
Here it comes.
supposedly, like the old like VW Bugs were light enough to float in water. So I mean, if it's an old car, which it clearly seemed to be, maybe this is before crash
Did they
test
do
standards.
that research? Did they do
Yeah,
that
you
research?
think they tested the car in real life to make sure it could float?
I mean,
Before they
realism was
animated
was a high priority in this film, so I have to believe that they really tested this.
It's Disney. They don't have to test.
They don't
it.
mess around,
Everybody
okay?
just believes whatever Disney says.
Roxanne admitted that she was all about the goof laugh.
Oh yeah,
That's when
She
she's
thought it was
like,
cute.
Max, I dug you ever since I heard that one laugh. It really gets me going.
Do you?
And
So wait, do you think Roxanne would go out with Goofy?
that's what I'm like. They're gonna start hanging out. She's gonna be like, ooh, that dad's even goofier. This guy, ooh.
That really gets
Wonder
my
what
That's
Max-
why she's not in the
Max,
sequel.
let's hang out. Is your dad gonna be home?
Yeah.
Do you think when Goofy climaxes, he does the Goofy laugh?
I want to know. I want to see American Beauty redone with the goofs.
Oh boy. I don't want to see that. That sounds horrific.
I'd watch that every day.
No, I don't want
Yeah,
that to
I
happen.
would.
Goofy just
Maybe a little
working
too
out real
hardcore.
hard in a mirror
Oh man.
with his weird feet.
Oh, the feet.
Okay,
Victor
the
did
feet.
not like the feet
What-
in this
I'd be
movie.
uncomfortable.
That was one of those things
He
where
did
after,
not like
you
it.
made me see it, I couldn't unsee it. Where
Yeah.
their feet did look weird all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're finishing up the end of a song. They take off their socks and shoes for no reason, and they start putting them in the water. And then in almost every shot after that, the
They made
feet
a
are
point
there.
of showing the feet.
The
And it was
feet are
funny
a
because
thing.
I know Andy asked during the movie, he's like, why do they wear gloves? And I was like, well, after seeing their feet, I think I know why.
Yeah, they
Fans
gotta
would
cover
look at
it
this as
up.
weird. Oh,
They're
man.
real disgusting.
There is a joke. Spoiler alert. There is a joke in the sequel where Pauly Shore.
He's in the sequel.
He is.
He made
Oh,
a sequel
no.
where Roxanne
and he makes a
didn't.
joke where he takes off his gloves and he's like, "Why do we wear gloves?"
Oh man, that's
Wow,
meta.
That's deep.
It's really deep.
Was he high? Did he eat too much
Yeah,
cheese?
right.
He's
He's
definitely high off
He's,
cheese.
with the
stuff
cheese
with
was-
cheese.
Speaking of weird things, I kind of think Roxanne was pretty cute when I was a kid.
No, I
She's-
yep.
I
she's-
still think she's
I
hot.
think she's made
got
to
one of
look
those-
No,
cute.
she's
That's
just
not weird.
She does one of those things where it's
She's-
like a cartoon that's cute.
she's
Makes
just
you feel
drawn
funny.
that way, you know. But I
Maybe
you
she
know,
was drawn that way.
I get it. I
by
get
Lady
it.
Gaga.
It's all the hair. It's her hair.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the
it's
mole,
very
the Cindy
flow-
Crawford
I mean,
mole.
in that initial dream, she was all up on that pillar, and then
She's very leggy. You
Yeah.
get all the
Whoa.
legs. That's how they suck you in.
right with the legs.
The goof legs.
and then there's that
Yeah.
dog face that you know.
Wait a second.
Is
I
that-
think that wasn't part of it.
No, are you
No,
sure?
I think that...
Dog face? Are you racist?
Oh,
Who was a dog face?
everybody had a dog face in this movie.
Everyone did.
Not
except
the
for
grandma.
one human lady.
Yeah.
This movie was really short.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
It was
what
over
the
before
final
it started.
I don't
runtime was,
remember it
but-
being that short.
It was like 65
Well,
minutes
As a
long.
kid, I thought
8
it was
minutes of
like
credits.
as long as Fellowship of the Ring.
Well, that's because they cut out everything between the waterfall and the
I was gonna say it didn't even need to be
Yeah.
that short. They could have added that sequence in there.
There were some
exactly.
scenes missing, it felt like.
I at the end
For
of this
sure.
film, I certainly didn't feel like, wow, this movie overstayed its welcome. Like they easily could have put more adventure in this. And
I would have
not
liked to
been
have
upset.
seen them connect and do a joint effort to get into the concert
Yeah,
together.
like the two of them work
Come
together
up
and
with
come up
the
with
Disney,
top
they
of the
can't
plane
do
to
a
get
joint.
in.
Oh boy. The podcast came to a screeching halt.
Killed it.
So the director also did Tarzan, which is everyone likes.
Oh,
but
Disney
I've never,
Tarzan?
I've
With
never
Phil
seen.
Collins?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Well, then we won't do it for this podcast.
102 Dalmatians.
Oh,
He missed out on the first
they
one.
brought out the big guns for that second one.
I remember these two other movies, Eloise at the Plaza and Eloise at Christmas Time. Those were like girly
No
kids
idea.
movies.
Never
And
heard
then
of
Enchanted, he most recently
Oh,
did.
okay.
With Amy Adams and James Marsden, who may be the brother of Jason
Yeah,
Marsden?
Jason Marsden, who does Max's voice in this one.
But I don't know.
He's
but
just close friends with the Marsden family.
and he just hasn't done anything since. He's very selective.
Yeah, I guess he peaked with Tarzan.
Yeah, maybe.
We all peaked with Tarzan. You know what I mean? I don't know what I mean. Guys, what do I mean?
We're all gonna come to a screeching halt in this podcast.
Was Enchanted good? I heard good things about that.
I've seen
never
bits
seen
and
it.
pieces. I assume it's okay because
I don't even know what that
Amy
is.
Adams and James Marsden are both cool.
Yeah, it starts out in Amy Adams is a cartoon, and James Marsden. They come from a cartoon
Oh,
world,
And then
I
they
do
go
know
to the
that.
and
real
they come
world.
up through a sewer, and
into
they're
New
still
York.
cartoony. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what happens after.
And they're trying to figure out how the real world works, and they end up in
Yeah.
New York. So it's all these rude New Yorkers like, "Hey, get out of my way, hey!"
But he's like, I just want to
I'm
find your
walking
princess.
here.
I would be willing to bet large money that is a line very early in that film.
Hey, what are you, an
I'm
animated
walking
creature
here.
or something?
A princess?
What you think you a
is
Disney
that?
princess? Hey.
So we're talking about Enchanted now.
I think I just want to talk about. I want to see more Disney movies like this.
Well, maybe
I
we
just
should
wanna
do
see
some
them.
more Disney movies on the podcast.
I want to see them in the theater.
Our list does include
Oh.
one entry that just says any Disney movie.
That is true.
This is our first one too.
Yeah, animated.
Yeah.
We did
First
uh,
animated, that's true. I think
One other
what,
one?
Little Rascals or no?
No.
One of the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
Disney?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 yeah. All right.
I did enjoy rewatching this, despite it being short. I just wish there was more of it.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that.
Maybe just watch the sequel.
And now that
Yeah.
now that I heard that Roxanne's in it, I don't even want to watch it because I don't have the eye candy.
yeah, the whole
anymore.
point of his.
There's other eye
storyline
candy.
was over.
Oh, is there?
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
There's Goofy's love interest.
Yeah, and she's a little older now, so
Yeah,
maybe
so it's acceptable.
All right.
right now.
Is
It's
it
like,
Roxanne?
For
Did
us.
she switch?
How did what? Switch guys or switch genders?
Switch
up?
lovers.
Oh,
Switch
okay.
lovers, yes.
Because that'd be a good movie too.
Ooh, that'd be progressive.
It's
Yeah.
Progresso.
It's a very goofy movie.
Is there's got to be a movie where that happens, right? Where like there's a girl who's after both a son and a father, like a weird French film or something like that.
Probably.
Some sort of Shakespearean something or another. Write to us. Let us know if there's a movie like that
Tweet
that
at
exists.
us. Facebook us.
Tweet at us. Get us on MySpace. Find us on
Tweet at Facebook.
LiveJournal.
Ooh, yeah.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, we're on. That's Victor said the legitimate one.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to respond to it. 'Cause you can find us on SoundCloud.
I'm telling people if you're not already on.
Victor's
SoundCloud.
the only one here plugging us,
Yeah,
and
see?
it's on us.
Victor, we appreciate the
Yeah,
plug.
Victor is on brand, and we are just falling apart.
Guys, get it together.
Thanks to Victor Glenn for joining us on this podcast, and join us on our next episode when we watch Basketball.
Brown at the 10, the 5, touchdown!
In a world where professional sports had sunk to a new low, two guys invented a game
Yes! Home run, that's 3-1, dude.
that took them to the big time.
Hard to believe that just 5 years ago, this game was played only on driveways.
And it's hard to believe just 5 years ago, those girls were only in grade school.
From the director of The Naked Gun and starring the creators of South Park.
What an unfortunate thing to happen on Dozen Egg Night.
Comes a story about their rise to stardom.
Would you mind signing these?
Sure. Oh.
The fans who adored them.
Joey, look who's here. My biological father?
And the forces
Players of your caliber should be making the big bucks, don't you agree?
that drove them apart.
Dude, you turned down Kane's off without even talking to us.
Dude, I'm not gonna cave in. Dude! 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 Dude!
Dude. Well, I guess you've got a point there.
Universal Pictures presents
I love kids. Heads up, big guy. God, needs a little work on the hands.
He's blind, Doug.
Trey Parker, Matt Stone,
Guess I'll take my shot now.
Yasmin Bleeth,
Here, open your blouse and say ah. Reamer!
Jenny McCarthy,
I finally got all the chrome off this for you.
Robert Vaughn,
It's nice. It's very nice.
You want me to start on this one?
and Academy Award winner Ernest Borgnine. This summer, experience the passion and the triumph.
I'm the king of the world!
Basketball.
I don't think I've ever been this excited.
You're excited? Feel these nipples!